Good morning. Good morning, the US. And welcome to another episode of Lit in English. Thanks for joining us on this journey. And again, this is a Zoom call that we have created to sharing these amazing knowledge in English. And thank you to all of our teachers and guru who have shared with us all of this amazing knowledge. And our mission is to sharing these knowledge to every corner of the world. And we cannot do this without you. So thank you very much for being here. Thanks for joining us. And let's do a quick recap before we start today's topic. And today we are going to the second of the three semantic reference system. Hello, no, welcome. All right, so yesterday we dive in deep of the root formula, and the root formula is the very first of the three semantic reference system. And the amazing thing about the three semantic reference system is that it is a system that we will use to make sense of anything, any topic, right? Because at the very beginning, we have shared that if we were to simplify all problem in our life, it will fall under four main category, which is inner self, health, relationship, and finance. And it is extremely important for us to realize and to recognize those four category because often in life people struggle, right? They're struggling with life, trying to figure it out. And when they are busy taking care of one thing, then another issue come up and they just don't know what to do with it. So rather than being um being what is the word for it? It's like you have to you want to be proactive, right? Instead of like reactive. Like if something happened, instead of waiting for it to happen and react to it, you want to be proactive, as in you want to create a force from the inside out so that you can create life so that you are ready when the problem occurs. And in that way, it will not be a problem anymore. And the three semantic reference system is a system that will help us find the root of of all things. And the reason the three semantic reference system is so important is because just like what the root formula introduced, right? When we look at a mango tree, just for an example, just imagine that we have a mango tree and we wanted to have a sweet mango, but instead we had a sour mango. And in the previous 2 days, we demonstrate that, you know what, people have come up with many solutions to this problem. And all of these are a very, very good solution. But then we realize that it is only temporarily, right? Temporarily solution. So how can we just fix it all at one time? And we realize that, you know what, it is the seed that contains information that can help us get that sweet mango, right? If we don't get to the root of the problem, or better yet, if we don't get to the very seed of the problem, then any and all solutions that we have done in the past is only temporarily. We often fall right back to where we were. And from the root formula, it is not only provided us the definition of the problem, it also provided us a very, very, very powerful solution to all things. And if you wasn't here yesterday, I would highly recommend going back to yesterday presentation, you will have a clearer understanding of how the outcome that you want will influences by the choice that you make. The choices that you make is very much influenced by your character, and then your character influenced by your habit. Habit was created from action, and in order to take action, it has to come from thoughts. Okay. Even though it might sound very, very simple, but this is actually the 5 step that big company, big corporations use to acquire productive employees. This is actually $1 billion solution. And we dive even deeper. We provide you the full meaning, the power behind mindset, because with the right mindset, you can go directly to the choice to get to the outcome that you want. And we even dive deeper into the image, and then the 4 pillars of hearing, seeing, saying, knowing. And I know that I just saying this now, it might not mean a whole lot. Maybe you can go back to our recording from yesterday. It will be very amazing. And also each of the season, we will go back to the beginning, and we go into to share this knowledge again. And our hope is that the more we are doing this, the deeper understanding that we will have on this topic. Because to be very honest with you, I feel like I have a really good understanding of these principles and reference systems. However, the more that I talk about it, the clearer it's become to me, and that is why I kept mentioning that this is a journey that we are going together, and it's why I inviting everyone to do this. Okay, so back to the point that I was making of why is it that the 3 semantic reference system, namely, why is it that the root formula is important? It is important because of the transformation principle that we went over just days before that. Because transformation occurs all the time, all right? We might not be aware of it, but the truth is the outcome, right? The result is already happening. And we we often have to face with the dilemma of wanting to have a sweet mango, but we happen to produce a sour one, right? So the transformation occurs all the time. It just that transformation, that outcome might not be desirable to us, right? It might be undesirable. And understanding all of this, we will be able to make the conscious choice of we will make the conscious choice of what, everyone? We will make the conscious choice of having the right thought, right? Having the right action, having the right habits, having the right character to produce the outcome that we desire. We are in full control, right? You are the captain of your ship. You are the pilot of your plan. You are fully in control of your life, right? And better yet, you will have a great understanding of your mindset, what kind of mindset that you need to have the transformation that you desire, to get the outcome that you desire, what kind of image that you need to have in order to have the outcome that you desire. And not only that, you can actually work on your hearing, seeing, knowing, and saying, right? And throughout the season, I have provided many and many examples to show how powerful these are. Like Mr. Roger Bannister, he was able to run 1 mile under 4 minutes, and he applying this root formula, right? Whether he was conscious of it or not, that was what happened. Same for the story, Mr. Donald Trump, of how he was a billionaire, but he happened to lost all of his money and own $1 billion on top, but he was able to coming back to it. And if we work like at all successful people in the world, right? All of the $1 trillion company, all of their CEO, all of their founder, they went through something very similar where they have an idea, they have an image, they have some information coming to them that they know it was important to them. And they had that clear, crystal clear vision, and they was able to acquire the outcome that they desire, right? And today we are going to explore the second of the three semantic reference system. And this second one is as important as the first one, as important as the root formula. In fact, it was supporting the root formula. Okay, right? Because if you look at the example of the sweet mango, and when we ask the question, how can we get our mango to be sweet, right? A lot of time people forget to ask an as important question is why is it that we want a sweet mango and our mango turn out to be sour, right? Have we ever thought of that? There has to be something occurs that something go kind of like go wrong, right? For the sweet mango that we plant to turn out to be sour. And then there's a very famous quote saying that you reap what you sow, which means that whatever seed that you plant, the fruition is what you will get. Therefore, we realize that we can make that change, right? We can provide different information. We can do, we can take different action. We can have different habit. We can have different character. We can have different thought. We can have different mindset so that we can get the outcome that we want. And the second semester reference system will help us have a clearer understanding, having a clearer path of how to get there. And let me introduce you to our second of the three semantic reference system, and that is the triangle. Triangle of reality. All right. And we are exploring the triangle of reality. And the reason we are calling the triangle of realities because we are going to discuss this triangular shape. And as always, I would like to invite you to draw a triangle alongside with me. All right. And the reason that we're drawing this triangle because there are three very important pillars that form our reality, as Einstein put it, right? And if you are not familiar with Einstein, Einstein is arguably the the smartest, the most intelligent, the most well-known scientist in the history of the world. And Einstein said that there's three corners to every reality, to everything. Anything in the world contain information. Let's write information in the bottom left. Information. And up top, let's write the word energy. And G. And it will have a material form. So let's write the word material. M-A, material. All right. What do Einstein mean by this? Okay. Let's look at one of my coin collection, for example, right? So what I have here is an American token, and it said that United States of America with an eagle on there. So there's some information that this is created in United States of America. And right up top, if you can see it, this is actually one of my favorite coins. It's also said that this is a silver certificate, okay? Which means that this is made up silver. So for the longest time, people has been trying to make gold and actually happen to have another replicate coin, same design, but it say gold certificate. So for the longest time, right, people has been trying to create more gold because, as we all know, gold is very, very valuable. And people have been trying to change lead to gold. And it has been done, it has been tried for thousands and thousands of years because people were thinking that, you know, what if I can just make something, change something that is vastly available into gold, then I will be rich, right? I will be good because that's what everybody wants. Everybody wants gold. So if I can change lead into gold, then I will be rich, right? So there's actually an entire field of study called alchemist or alchemy to change lead into gold. And it sounds very, very like uh, impossible at first, but the scientist has proven that it is possible. It is possible to change from lead to gold, right? And they was able to do that because they was able to analyze the information of lead. And just to make it clear, lead is not silver. Lead is just a different substance. But they was able to understand the information of what lead is. They was able to understand what the energy of it is, and they analyzed the material of lead. Similarly, they study gold, right, to see what kind of information, what kind of characteristic gold is, what kind of energy they produce, and what kind of material it will show in reality. And through that information, the scientist was able to use a lot of energy, a whole bunch of energy, to turn lead into gold. And it's costed them a lot more money than the amount of gold worth. So it's kind of like a failed experience if you were to look at the goal of the outcome, right? To want to make money off of it. However, there's There is a more valuable lesson that we can get from there, okay? Because they prove that you can chain lead into gold, which is something might sound impossible, but they was able to do it. What that means for us, okay? What that means for us is it is very reasonable to try to figure out how to change our sour mango to our sweet mango. And that has been done. Okay. If you were to go to a grocery store, right, to buy, let's say, banana, for example, you can find this sweet, beautiful looking banana to eat. Or if you go to the superstore and you want some sweet mango, it is very, very easy for you to find this one beautiful yellow looking sweet mango. And all of these amazing fruit and food that we have, it wasn't that good in the past. It was sour, it wasn't tasty, or it wasn't as tasty as what we have today. But through experience, through science, we was able to change sour mango into sweet mango. That is what we have. And that is just only one of the example, right? If you look at the story of my friend Jack, who was able to make the transformation from being overweight to being fit, being having great physique, he was able to make that transformation. Or if you look at the case of Donald Trump, right? He was a billionaire, right? Which means that he has the information of a billionaire, he has the energy of a billionaire, he has the material of a billionaire. But in his story of the late 80s and the early 90s, he lost all of his money. And not only that, he owned another $1 billion. So what happened back then? There's a shift of information, right? From being a billionaire to owning close to $1 billion. His energy shift, right? Remember the story that I told you when he walked with his friend and family, he pointed to the pointless man and he said that look at that man. Okay. He is $1 billion richer than me. His energy shift and his material shift. Everything he's owned is now owed to the bank. There's a shift in information, energy, and material. But at the same time, I also share with you in that story is that he, Mr. Donald Trump, he changed his mindset, right? He changed his image. He made the conscious decision that he is going to make a comeback. He is going to be a billionaire again. And in that story, only 6 months after that, he was able to sign a very, very big contract, and he was able to make $3 billion only 3 years from this contract. So again, there's a transformation, right? There was a transformation happening again. Transformation from someone who have the information of owning $1 billion, having the energy of someone who has just lost it all, losing all of his material thing. He was able to make that transformation again of returning to the title of a billionaire. And understanding this, we know that transformation is happening all the time, right? And understanding this, we will be able to keep the transformation that we desire, right? We will be able to keep that sweet mango so that the mango don't go sour. For the case of Mr. Donald Trump, he can keep his money, he can keep his title. He don't have to lose his $1 billion again, right? And since the 90s to now, which is a good 20, 30 years, he was able to maintain his title as a billionaire plus more. Okay. And this is the importance of the triangle of reality. Because one, we can understand what information we need to get the reality that we want, or to get the outcome that we want. We will maintain it. We will know what kind of energy we will need to maintain to materialize the material that we need. And this is the foundational principle. This is one of the three semantic reference system, because this is the SRS to your SOS. Whatever information that you need, whatever problem that you might have to face with, you can always use one of the three semantic reference system to assist you, to help you, or better yet, understand all three. And by doing that, I can guarantee you that you will have the information needed, you have the energy needed, and you will have the material needed. And let me make it very clear to you, there is a huge difference between the information, energy, and material things, right? And once we have these understanding, we will be able to tell the difference, right? So if you look at the two coins that I have on my piece of paper here, we can see that they have identical desire. You see the eagle in the middle, right? You can see that right underneath of the eagle, it said that the United States of America. But what is the difference between these two? The difference is quite obvious, right? They have the same size and everything. Everything is the same, except for the color. One is silver and one is gold, right? And the one on my left here is said silver certificate. And the one on my right here is said that gold certificate. And because we do have information of silver and gold, we can tell the difference, right? So look at this, looking at the reality of these two coins, we can say that the information on these two coins are the same. However, because the material is different, one is silver and one is gold, we can safely say that the energy is different too, right? And this is the difference between the two coins. And that is a pretty good assessment. Similarly in life, right? We can figure out different information between different topics, and we will be able to figure out the difference. For example, my story of how I was interested in learning to be a millionaire. So I bought a book and I read about it to figure out how can I be a millionaire. And I have shared this story throughout the season. And in that book, the author said something very interesting. He said that in order to make $1 million, you have to be a millionaire first. And I was puzzled because I thought that you have to make $1 million. You have to have it in your bank or in your hand so you can be called a millionaire. But what he was saying is that he was providing the information. He was saying that you have to have the character of a millionaire in order to make $1 million. You have to have the habits of a millionaire in order to make that $1 million. You have to take action of a millionaire in order to make $1 million. And you have to think the way that millionaire think in order to make that $1 million, right? So he was providing the information, the energy of the millionaire so that his reader can materialize that making $1 million. Okay. And another amazing thing about the triangle of reality is it will help us see things clearer, we will have a different perspective of reality. Okay. So just by looking at these two coins, it is safe for us to make an argument that the only difference between these two is that one is made from gold and one is made from silver, right? We can safely agree to that. But you know what? That is not the same. That is not the only one, right? Even though they have pretty much the exact same size, it just one is silver certificate, one is gold. We can see this the eagle, we can see the wording, the United States of America. What we have not seen is the other side of the coin, right? The flip of the coin. So let's take a look at it. For the silver one, this is the design from the back. And for the gold one, this is actually the design from the back. Completely different. Similar, yes, but different. So in life, we have to be able to see things from different perspective, from different point of view, in order to fully understand of it, right? We don't want to be foolish to just look at one perspective. We don't want to be a fool to just look at one point of view, right? Because we will misunderstood it. We will not be able to take the right action. And that is the importance of the root formula. That was the importance of us looking at the six common solution to a problem. Because when we do that, we realize that this is not a permanent solution. This is only temporarily. In some cases, it doesn't even work, right? And because of that, we understood the importance of having different perspective to truly understand the information, to truly understand the energy, to truly understand what it means to have the material, right? And until we understood all of it, we won't be able to make that transformation, right? And in the case of the scientists who had transformed lead into gold, they was able to understood the information. They was able to produce the energy, and they was able to transform the material. Okay. For information, I would like to invite you to write the word knowing right underneath of it. And right up top, right above the word energy, I would like you to write the word believing. Believe in. And in the bottom right corner, I would like you to write the word understanding. Understand. Right? So we have to know our information. We have to believe in our energy, and we have to have the understanding of the material in order to make that transformation, right? That's how people was able to turn lead into gold. That's what this is how the author of The Billionaire Secret was able to share with us the information that we need to know about millionaire, the energy that we need to believe in of a millionaire. And we have to understand the material of a millionaire, right? Understand all of this, we will be able to make that transformation. And as you can see, there is a very, very close connection of uh, of these three. We can see that any material gold, for example, it carry the information, right? It will carry the information of gold, and the information will produce the energy. Okay. And for the energy, it will form the material. So it is all interconnected of these three. And because we was able to define this, we will be able to have the reality that we desire, right? Similar to what we discussed in the root formula, right? You have to have the right seed in order to have that sweet mango tree, right? That is the permanent solution. You have to have the right information instead of doing all of this, instead of like just trying different solution. We can fix the information, right? For example, in my case of how I was trying to lose weight, right? I wasn't able to do it until I get the information needed, right? I needed to change my habit. I needed to start going to the gym, to exercise more. I needed to eat healthier. And that take energy, right? That take energy to do. And because I was able to do that because I had the information and I take action, I was able to becoming healthier. So there is the very, very deep connection between, let's just call it seed for now, right? Because in order to have that sweet mango, in order for to have the fruit, we have to know the root. We have to understand the information from the seed. Therefore, I also would like to invite you to write the word seed right underneath the knowing. Because you reap what you sow, right? The fruition that we get is from the seed that we plant, right? So on the right side, how do we get the seed? We need the fruition. We need the fruit. So let's write the word fruition. And I'm not just talking about the the sweet mango, okay, guys. Um, I'm laying out the entire thing, the entire group formula here, okay? So when I'm talking about the seed, I'm talking about the images right here, right? Because that is what will directly influence your choices, which will generate your outcome. Okay. So when I'm talking about fruition, I'm talking about the outcome that had becoming fruition, right? Like the reality that you are having right now, whatever it is. I don't know your story, but whatever that you having, whatever fruition of reality that you are having, it is forming because of the seed, whatever seed that you plant in the past, right? For example, right now I'm a little bit overweight and I becoming who I am today because certain amount of food that I eat not too long ago, right? And how I wasn't exercising enough, so I didn't burn out all of the energy. So it's the energy store as fat in my body. So there are information, there are energy that has occurs in the past that become into fruition of the present, right? And right up top here in the energy corner, I would like to introduce you to a new word that I do like a lot, and that is karma, connection. And this is something that is very, very fascinating to me when I first learned about it. And let's use the example of the tree and the seed, right? Because we are talking about the seed and the fruition of it. So let's say we have like a very good seed, right? The sweet mango tree seed. But what happened if this seed here, if we just throw it on a rock, what will happen, right? It doesn't matter how good the seed that is because it doesn't have the right condition for it to grow. And we can call it a karma connection. It doesn't have the right karma connection. Therefore, that seed didn't grow to be a beautiful, sweet mango tree, right? However, let's say that good seed land on a very good soil, a very good garden that had been you, a very kind person who taken care of that seed and grow it, water it, fertilize it, taking really, really good care of it. And one day it become a very tall, strong, beautiful looking, sweet mango tree. And it started to produce that sweet mango is becoming fruition. And you are able to enjoy that sweet mango every year, you know. And that is the condition needed to help the seed become fruition, right? So these are the principles that we will go deeper in the future, and this is something that we very important to to use in order to materialize things, right? Because when we are talking about material, how can we have the material that we need? We need to have, do we need to understand the information? We have to believe in the energy to produce the material, right? So when we want to have that transformation, we needed to have the right information. We need to provide the right information for that seed, right? And then we have to have the proper energy. And that is the energy of the karma connection that will produce the energy needed to have that material. And this is the application of the triangle of reality, building on top of the root formula. And I think one of the clearest example that people can easily relate it to is the story that I mentioned earlier about the millionaire who wrote a book and share the information needed to to become being a millionaire, because that is what a lot of people are going after. They want to have the financial freedom. Therefore, they think that that will help solve their problem. But even the millionaire, when he shared his knowledge, he still said that, you know what, in order to make that $1 million, you have to become a millionaire first. And that is his short version saying that, you know what, in order to make that money, in order to have that financial stability, you will need to work on your inner self, right? You have to have the mindset of a millionaire. You have to have the energy. You have to be healthy in order to go on the journey needed. You have to have the right relationship, and then you will have the outcome that you want. Or if we were to use the fruit formula, you have to have the right thought. You have to take the right action. You have to have the right habit. You have to have the right character of a millionaire, right? In order to materialize the result, the outcome that we want. And this is the triangle of reality. Let me go ahead and write the word reality down here. And the application for this triangle of reality is because we want to have a good reality. We want to have a beautiful reality. And this is the topic that we are going to dive in even deeper. And I was debating today if I should end the season 2 here so that we can go in, so we can return back to circle back to the 4 principle and dive in deeper into the 3 semantic reference system. And for the next season, I will introduce the third and the final semantic reference system, which is the human structure. And I feel like we still need to dive in deeper in the triangle of reality, because this is just the introduction part of the semantic reference system, right? So I think we will do another day for tomorrow to dive in deeper into the triangle of reality, and then maybe after that we can start taking a short break for the Lunar New Year's. And if you have anything that you would like to share when it's come to this topic or the previous one from yesterday, we can discuss that a little bit so we can build on top and we can have the foundation for tomorrow when we dive in even deeper in the triangle of reality, right? So that we can materialize the reality that we want, so we can truly understand the information, the energy, the material of the triangle of realities. And just a quick recap on the triangle of reality. We have to have the right information, we have to have the right energy, and we have the right material. And it is very good when we analyze a material thing like gold, for example, because we will need to know the information of gold, the energy of gold, and the material of gold. However, when it's come to the intangible things like wisdom, for example, right? When we discussing wisdom, we can really ask the question, what is the information of wisdom? What is the energy of wisdom? And what kind of material is wisdom? Because wisdom in itself is an immaterial. And that takes me back to the seven holistic wealth, right? If you remember, we divide the seven holistic wealth into two categories. And this is the exact reason for it, because for the triangle of reality, there are intangible or immaterial things from immaterial group that instead of analyze it from information, energy to material, we will have to know what it is, right? We have to know what wisdom is, and then we have to believe in the definition or the meaning of wisdom. And through that, we will have the understanding of what wisdom is. Or in the case of the story of the book, How to Become a Millionaire, right? The author didn't talk about the information, the energy, or the material a little bit. You can analyze it from that way, but it is better to know, to start from the angle of knowing what the information needed to become a millionaire, or what kind of belief, the mindset that you need to becoming a millionaire. And then you have to understand all of that in order to material, in order to have a reality, in order to make it a reality that you are a millionaire who actually make $1 million. And I can see Jasmine raise her hand here, so feel free to unmute yourself and share with us.
Thank you, Ben. Thank you, everybody. I really love this all of this presentations, and I do want to add a little bit. So, right at Karma Connection, I would write Karma condition with condition, because the seed had a condition, so it will be produced. It will produce food, foundation. So the Karma connection would be in this triangle reality too. But for me, the Karma connection would be in right at the seat, under the seat. And then Karma with condition is right at the energy. Because in order to have, for the seed to grow into a tree and have a fruit, you need to have the condition. So right there is the condition. And then, yes, so for the condition, it need, because condition is kind of like a human coming and, water the seed, or, kind of like rain happening and water, rain will water the seed so it can grow fruit and can grow into a big tree and have fruit. Or, like somebody come and cut off the tree, then there's now no fruit or something like that. So right at the Karma connection, it could become a condition, because Karma condition in Vietnamese is duyên nghiệp duyên. So I think that's that would be good for the Karma, for the transition between seed to a tree and to a fruitful, that everybody would receive. But overall, I really like the triangle of reality, because just like you said, in order for everything to form, to become fruitful, there need to be a time and action and effort and so on. Because if we have a seed, if we have an idea, but then because we have limited condition, or we have one of the six barriers. And then we have like so many question that doesn't support us or don't support us, or so many questions that kind of like stop us to make it into reality, to make the idea into material. Therefore we cannot have the life that we want, or we had the vision, or we imagine. So the triangle of reality to me is so useful and really powerful, because from day one until now, very much of the principle connect with each other, from the sixth barrier to the life principle, to the circle of knowledge, to um the transformation, the formula of transformation, or the transformation formula. Everything's connected. And we all know that in order for us to have a result, it's really much we can skip all of the step that then share with us. We can go directly into the image. And how do we have that image? Because we do have the we collect the image from the hearing, seeing, saying, and knowing. And so today, when we learn about the triangle of reality, we know that the triangle of reality also have the knowing. So the knowing very much is from within, like from all the information that we collect. And the knowing connect with our belief, or some people have belief, and then they make sure they really know their belief, they prove that their belief is correct. Therefore they will form but material life just like they believe in what they know. So and by understanding their action, their effort, their belief, and what they know, they will have the life that they want. So the triangle of reality to me is more than just what just I described. And in order to have all of that, we do need to understand the other presentation deeply. If you are fortunate enough, maybe you will be able to understand the triangle of reality today. But in order for you to really owe the formula, you do need to firmly and strongly understand this wonderful formula. And by saying you, it means me. By understand this formula deeply every day, then I can very much owe the life that I want, without feeling scared of what would come next. So yep, thank you
Yeah.
for allowing me to share.
Thanks
Bye.
thanks for sharing with us. Yeah, you are understanding, Jasmine, and this is why it is very important to have the interaction, right? So that we can understand where we are, and together we can go on this journey so that we can understand the topic better. And just like what Jasmine said, the triangle of the reality is very, very important, because this can literally help you get the transformation that you want. And by understanding this, it will be easier for us to get that transformation done, right? Like the example of how to change lead into gold. People have tried to do it for thousands of years, they wasn't able to do it. But the second that they apply what we mentioned here in the triangle of reality, they are able to change lead into gold. And when we use the term seed and fruition, like what I mentioned earlier, this is the representation of the information needed. It's like we build up the right information in form of a seed, so that one day it will becoming fruition, it becoming the outcome that whether we want or not is gonna be that fruition, similar to how we wanted to have a sweet mango. We did everything we can, but then it still turned out to be sour. And the beauty of it is that we can actually change sour to sweet, just like how scientists have been able to change lead into gold. And the word karma connection that I am using here, word is just something that we use to communicate. So one word for a person might be different from others, just like how we speak in of this knowledge in English rather than Vietnamese. So I had thought of the word karma condition, as Jasmine mentioned as well, and that is a very good word, but it only apply in one area when we discussing the seed of material things like a mango tree to change it from sour to sweet. But if we analyze the situation like Mr. Donald Trump, for example, of how he had lost it all, and he he was a billionaire, okay, and then he lost all of his money, which is $1 billion, and then he also owned another $1 billion. So there was something that was happening there, right? From having the information, the energy, and the material, but everything changed in a split second, right? And we don't know exactly what those changes, but it's happened very, very quickly that he couldn't even react, right? So if it was just simply a condition, then Mr. Donald Trump should be able to maintain his status as a billionaire. But all of a sudden, something was happening. It wasn't it wasn't just himself, right? Because we are discussing a person here, and we are discussing a relationship between one and another, and that takes us back to the seven holistic wealth, right? We see the importance of inner self, health, relationship, and finance. And there is some sort of connection there, right? That if we don't talk about this, we wouldn't know of those connections. But since we now know about the seven holistic wealth, we know of how it will be the one that will be able to keep our happy life together, our good, beautiful reality together. We know the importance of the inner self, health, relationship, and finance. We break it to the seven holistic wealth that we needed to maintain. And not only that, we actually able to divide it to two groups, the material group and the immaterial group. And thanks to Jasmine question and contemplation, I was able to show you that, the triangle of reality. This was something that I'm going to go into deeper tomorrow. But through the triangle of reality, we will be able to materialize the immaterial and materialize the immaterial. We briefly discussed the importance of this at the very beginning of season 2. And just like I mentioned earlier about the Millionaire Mindset books, right? What the author was doing is that he materialized the immaterial information that he had about being a millionaire. And through that information, he will be able to transform it to reality for many people, right? So that information, it makes the transformation from just information to material. Therefore, it's go the other way as well, from information to material, right? And how he was able to do it, because he is a millionaire himself. He already have all of that energy, all of that information. Therefore, from the fact that he is a millionaire, he know what the energy of a millionaire is. And through that energy, to everything he did from thought, action, habit, and character, he get the outcome. He can use all of that and analyze the information. So there's the very deep interconnection between the three. And the reason that I like to use the word common connection here, and this might change, guys. It's not permanent because we are going on this journey together. But the reason I use the word connection because I want to highlight there is the very, very meaningful connection between the material and the immaterial, right? And I don't plan to go over this until the third season when we go in deeper to the very last semantic reference system out of these three, when we explore the human structure. And we will realize that the world that we are living in is not just simply the material things, right? People tend to focus on the house, the car, the money, even the people around us sometimes. But we often forget about the immaterial things, right? About the love, about happiness, about all of the element needed to acquire material, right? And this is the power, this is the beauty of the seven holistic wealth, because it helps us understand the remaining four, right? Because usually, like I mentioned earlier, people only focus on the material thing, right? Like money, capability, physique. But we forgot that the four important thing is virtue, presence, wisdom, and nobility. And this is just simplified for many other things, right? Because you got to be happy. You have to have like a whole bunch of other information, relationship. And the triangle of reality is that common connection between the two worlds, the two material and the immaterial. And once you understand this, you will be fully understand both sides of the coin, right? Just like the coin that I have here. This is one of my new collection. I love it. You will be able to see both sides of the coin, right? You will be able to see the material of it, and you also see the immaterial of it. We have to flip the coin. We have to see both sides of it. And this is something that I think needed in the world, because people are focusing too much on the material. They forgot that there is something beautiful about the immaterial. And people who are understanding this, they are living a more fulfilling life, right? Have you ever asked yourself the question of why is it that when you go to a city or a rich community, you will see more museum, you will see more art gallery, right? Or have you ever asked yourself, why is it that Hollywood is so powerful, right? Why are they making so much money from movie? That is a form of art, right? Or why is it that a painting that only costs like paint and paper, which is maybe less than a few dollars, but was able to sell for millions? All of that was possible because they understood the importance of the material and the immaterial, and they was able to materialize the immaterial, and they was able to immaterialize the material. So it's kind of like a cup half full, right? If we only know of one thing, we only have a cup half full. But through the triangle of reality, we become aware of the entire cup, and we are able to fill it up, right? We are able to have that karma connection so that we can have a more fulfilling life, a holistic life where we have both material and immaterial, right? And the lit house, we call it a lit house because when we light up our inner self, we will be able to lit up the entire house itself. We will be able to make that connection, not only connecting our inner self, but we will be able to connect to our health. We will be able to connect to our relationship. We will be able to connect to our finance. And by enriching all of it, we will have a richer inner self. We will have a richer health. We will have a richer relationship. And of course, we will be becoming richer in finance. And that is the exact reason we call it the seven holistic wealth, a holistic life, a holistic living. And the triangle of reality will help us make sense of it. We will be able to see both sides of the coin. And that is actually very, very powerful. And that is actually most of the information that I want to introduce for the triangle of reality. So you know what? Let me think about it if we even need like an episode for tomorrow. If not, we might take a break, and then when we circle back to this on season 3, we will expand it more. But if I feel like there is something more that I need to dive deep in, we will have another Zoom call tomorrow. And right now I'm leaning like 70-30. We're probably gonna have another one to go in deeper so that we can know the application of the triangle of reality. But thank you very much for joining us today. And let's go out with some music. A great question, great sharing, by the way, Jasmine.